Hi, today we are here to discuss domestic violence, actually gender-based violence, in regards to the 16 days of activism to end violence against women and girls. And me and my team will be talking about gender stereotypes that exacerbate domestic violence. My name is Judy Mora.
And I'm Mercy Akio.
My name is Daniel Munene.
I'm James Kagali.
Okay, so for me, the number one thing is gender roles. Honestly, most of us have been victims since we were kids.
I think on gender roles, what I find interesting is, you see, when a guy stays alone, the guy will cook, clean, and then suddenly when he's married, his hands can't work in it. Like, I don't understand. Like, I don't get how suddenly now, because you're married, until now you can't do dishes, you can't cook, you can't, well, ukiwa bachelor ulikuwa unafanya hizi vitu zote. So I think also that conditioning in society, women are the ones who cook, men are the ones who, like, they just chill and wait for food to come, and then it leads to things like, oh, you expect, like, the husband now expects the wife to do particular things while the husband can actually function, like, can actually do these particular things. So yeah, it stems from conditioning from society that you're not supposed to do this. As a man, you're not supposed to enter the kitchen. As a woman, you're supposed to cook, you're supposed to clean, you're supposed to do these things. And then I also don't, in a household where both parties go to work every single day and come back jioni wote wawili, why is it that we expect the woman to go cook and go clean na nyinyi wote mmetoka job? Yeah, so it's quite, it's really unfair. So yeah, it needs to stop, and then men need to take up some of these roles, because women are actually going to work and contributing to the house. So men also need to start contributing to house chores or chores that were considered for women only.
I think in matters concerning gender-based violence, the male or the boy child is endangered. Since concerning the roles, the men are supposed to bring money at home. You see, yeah. So more males are suffering from depression due to financial crisis. They are pressurized by the female or the responsibilities of the families. Yeah.
Okay, but to add on what he said, gone are the days where a woman used to stay at home, because nowadays we both go to work. So I went to work in the morning, you went to work in the morning, and then an example, you got home at 6.
Yes.
I got home at 9. And by the time I'm getting home, you're just seated, you're waiting for me to come and prepare dinner because I'm the woman. Like, it's quite unfair. And because of that, it can be a source of conflict. Let me just say how they put it. Mwanamke mgani anaingia kwa nyumba saa hii, aujui umeolewa, unafaa kupikia bwana yako. But honestly, if you are hungry, why wouldn't you cook? Alafu unapata even this lady, because of still gender roles, amefika hata hajafunga gate. Kazi ya kufunga gate ni nani? The man, the masculine bit, when unafaa ufunge gate. So what do you think we can do? Because hata ukisema the male is endangered, right now even the woman is more endangered because of these stereotypes. Wanaingia kwa shida nyingi. I'm equally trying to put food on the table, but I'm also supposed to maintain and feed you as a grown-up man.
Okay. In most cases, the male, most of your salaries normally goes to saloons, yeah, things like that.
Yeah,
It's true. It's true. It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's from his lens.
From my
Yeah.
lens. Most of
Yeah.
your salaries.
Yeah.
The male, sisi hata huwa tujinunulie vitu mingi. Immediately we get money, school fees, gas imeisha, nini, you see, some loans, then
I'd want to back up his point, not like back up his own, but you know, bring his point to. So like, well, imeenda jinsi yangu. Well, the society, don't you think we are the perpetrators of these gender stereotypes? Don't you think we are the ones pushing, like when you say it's always women who always say like yule amekaliwa na bwana? Why? Because the husband is changing nappies for the kids. The husband is, don't you think we are the ones driving those gender stereotypes? So if we are supposed to like change those narratives, then it should come from within. It should be innate. We should be creating those awareness to us, the society itself. So like here kusema ati tunaenda salon, most of the mama wakikuwa chama, they're like mi pesa yangu sishikangi napeleka kwetu, like those is what they always say. Wakienda coach futa, I'll only pay rent, I'll only pay school fees. Those are the things, those are the communications that they're having in their diverse groups. So what do you think we should be doing about it? Changing the narratives, dealing with the root cause instead of, you know, pointing fingers like, you know, men, we are also tired, but now it's time for action. What do you think we should be doing along these gender roles by creating awareness, you know?
I think to respond to this, I have like an practical example of my home. So we are 3 boys at home, and then there's mom and dad. So how my mom raised us is hakuna kazi, because I have no sister and she's only female in the house. So clearly, like, roles had to be distributed to everyone na kukuwa na kuchagua. Like right now, if you ask the 3 of us, me and my brothers, everyone can clean the house, everyone can cook, everyone can do dishes, everyone can close the gate, we can change bulbs, like we can do both what is considered male and female roles. I think change needs to start from the smallest unit, which is family. Because now, for example, hopefully in future, if I get to start my own family, I won't have these particular expectations that at sasa I'm home at 6 p.m. and my wife comes in at 9 p.m. alafu nimeka chini na ngoja. You get, because of how I've been raised, is I can actually do these things for myself and for the family at large. So I think change needs to start with the smallest unit, which is at home, and then from that we build it off from there.
Okay, the other question for me is, what do you believe in? You know, at times it's so unfortunate that when you grow, there are some behaviors that you have, even biologically, we have behaviors that we've been born with them, but 90% of our behaviors are acquired. But as you grow up, you now have the wisdom, the knowledge, you know, this is wrong and this is right. So it is up to us as an individual, what do I believe in? Okay, I was raised as a woman, I'm not supposed to be closing the gate. As a woman, I cannot change the tire. But nikitravel peke yangu usiku, like where will this man come from to change this? So I need to learn how to do it. So in the same situation, if you're a man and probably will grow in a setup where there are girls, they've been cooking, then it's now your duty to learn how to prepare this meal so that when you get home, you're not dependent on this woman to come and cook for you. So as much as we have the society to blame, I also have me as an individual to blame, because this is what I was given, this is what I have seen, but this is what I know is right. That is it for me.
Even at the workplace, we still have the gender roles. Here, that's what they're laughing. You see, we have some dishes there, we have some coffee there. So like here at the workplace, this and a perfect example of where we are displaying those gender roles. So as a woman, I'm coming to work. He's coming to work. They're coming to work. We are both employed here. We both have, you know, our different roles. It's not even in the daily that you're supposed to wash dishes. But you see, they're taking coffee. We're also taking coffee. This is beyond work, because all of us are, you know, are benefiting from this. But now they expect a woman to clean the cups, and then they'll go ahead and ask you, "Kwani leo mjosha vyombo?" Like it was my role, and they took like.
Okay, I get
You get it?
Yes.
As a woman, you get it?
No, I get it also in the work
Yeah.
spaces, and it's not only even in Africa. I had my friends visit from New York and were telling me, like, you guys are always talking about gender stereotypes at an African perspective, but it's even bad in the Western countries because where she works, there are jobs for women and for men. Like, women will never get top managerial positions because they are seen as like people that are giving birth, you know, like ataenda to leave, and in a year's time they will not be here. So they want to give you jobs that even if you are not in the office, no one will be required to fill your space. So that's why most women will find like they don't want to get married, they don't want to have kids because they feel like their career will be at stake as an executive. Yeah.
I think back to the point on personal responsibility. So coming in, I think James and I are like the most recent people here. Is us noticing that Mercy actually does most of the cleaning and wiping around. But then for us noticing this,
Change the
like
narrative.
we changed
The narrative.
and started doing it ourselves, meaning if we get here wa kwanza ni sisi tutafanya hiyo kazi and not waiting for Mercy to come and do these things. So it's just taking that personal responsibility as well. Yeah. So now no one gets to feel like, you know, ati kazi ni ya madam ama this one is for the guys only. No. Yeah.
But we can all agree like there's nothing like that. Hakuna kazi ya wanawake na ya wanaume. Okay, I think at times we are tunarudishwa nyuma na cultures. You go home with your girlfriend or your wife, alafu utoe vitu kwa meza akikuwa hapo. Like you can do these things, like mkikuwa kwenye kwa nyumba, but when you go to your parents, you can't. Now you still become that traditional man. So can we take
And
this
then a woman
also?
has to be in this performative role to impress the in-laws. How well can I cook? How well can I nurture?
By the way, that on what she's saying, the woman who's trying to remove the things from the table, go and cook for her in-laws, she normally tries to show the family that she can take care of the husband and the grandchildren. Yeah. Sioni kitu mbaya hapo. Yeah. For real.
Okay, what we're just trying to say, for me, my understanding is, you know, when you're showing off, this is not the actual you, and you're not going to do this for a very long time. When I get married, let's say I'm newly married, I want to please my husband, I want to please the family, but maybe these were not things that I used to do. So eventually, the real me is going to check in, and when I stop doing these things, now that's a cause of conflict. Or change. Siku hizi unajifanya, but now this is the actual you.
Yeah.
So that is also another form of violence. Unapata your in-laws are now on your case, your husband is in your case because relatives wake wanamwambia, oh, is that even a woman you married? They cannot do these things, amebadilika, probably they are cheating, they're going to leave you, and all these narratives. So
I've got a case. It's a true story. My cousin, his wife alikuwa mgonjwa, then the bills zikakuwa mingi, so from the wife's side hawa walisema hiyo ni kazi ya mzee kulipa hiyo bills. So when the wife died, watu wakasema, oh, the guy did not take care of the lady, yet they did not give the help. So it's one of the things that as a lady.
yeah. So
I think my view is, especially in a marriage or a couple setup, I think people need to learn to understand ni ya nyinyi wawili, si ya the bigger society, because in the end it's the two of you sleeping in the same bed, and not you and your in-laws or you and your. So if again, personal responsibility, kama nimeweza kutoa vitu kwa meza after food, So even if I'm at my parents' house, I will do it. If they speak, they will just speak for that day. But so long as me and my person we are fine, I think then that's okay. Because then I think it's so hard being not being you in your own home, because then home is where you're meant to be comfortable and the authentic self. So whichever way you need to feel at home, I think also your partner needs to support you in in such a way. Yeah.
Okay, I think that's it for me. Maybe we should just come to a conclusion. We agree that honestly there are no any gender roles. There's kulikuwanga na hii saying ya, if a man can do it, a woman can do better. Nowadays we even have female conductors. Some years back they were not there. We have female drivers. We have, like recently I even saw in Qatar women have been allowed to drive vehicles. Initially they were not allowed. So it just has to be progressive, and it starts with us. So we stop blaming our cultures, how I was raised. What do you know? What do you know is right? So just doing the right thing. Yeah. Guys, that's it for today. Thank you so much for your audience.
Thank you.
Thank you.